as I click on record, obviously. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to these. These right here are going to be some Futureshock underground thoughts. I'm sorry, I can't remember what number it is. I haven't done a Brit Rest review in quite some time. There are many reasons for this. Number one, the primary reason even, I don't tend to keep notes as a rule about the shows I go to anymore, because it's one of those, you miss stuff, and no, really, you do miss stuff when you're sat there frantically writing down and the match is still going on. I'm too thick to be able to remember it until the end of the match. If something happens, I need to write down that moment or I've forgotten all about it. There's also, of course, the fact that pretty much every Brit Wrestling review I've ever done, I've gotten grief off someone for, be it the talent, be it a promoter, be it some fans in the audience that didn't appreciate what I said. That's, one of those things. After like the 20th time you just go, it's just not worth it. Third is that no one watches these vids. But hey, I wanted to do a Futureshock review for quite some time because I haven't done one for quite some time. And basically, I've had a couple of people. I got into Brit Rest because I watched your vids or something like that. So it's one of those. If we can maybe do another one of those, and someone might get interested in it, that's a good thing. So we were at the Longfield Suite. Right, this one here in Prestwich. Last night, decent crowd. I heard they had a Skiddle deal on or something like that, which is I think you get like discount tickets or something like that. So that's always going to mean that the venue's going to be full. That venue, as a rule, is pretty full at the best of times. So it's always good. It's good atmosphere. And there's always a lot of kids there, which also helps with said atmosphere. In the opening contest, Ashton Smith made his Futureshock debut, defeating Mark Massa. This was a decent match. There was nothing particularly standout, but nothing particularly special about it. I tell you something, I went into this one with I don't know who I want to win this one, because Ashton Smith making his debut, of course, he's the one who should be winning, but Mark Massa never wins, ever. It just was one of those things that he feels like he's a really great worker, but he never ever wins. And I think there are times when I think, if they're going to do a match like this, if it was up to me, Massa would win, he'd be on the last two shows, and he'd win both matches, so that when Ashton Smith beats him, it means something. Hooray, that's all good. Ashton Smith got the win. Via a GTS, which was interesting. I like to see that. Obviously, I haven't seen it go to sleep for quite some time. Interesting, right? I was texting the results to 3 different people, and I just want to bring this one up. Look, I won't tell you who it is because I don't want the person to get in trouble. But look, I've put in Ashton Smith defeated Mark Massa in OK open up with a GTS. His reply: Massa hasn't won in years, lol. See, so it's not just me who feels that way. Isn't that strange? Isn't that serious? So yeah, decent match. Crowd really into Ashton, which was really good. And yeah, like I say, he did do some nice stuff. Right, I've got a new phone. Right, I've got a Samsung S5, like you care. But it's learning the way I talk, as it were. And sometimes it does things like this. So I've got Sect Kev defeating Nah via DQ. So that's Sexy Kev defeating Noah via disqualification after Wonderland made their debut. Wonderland have been threatening for ages. They keep showing, there's this video package that kept being shown on the big screens of all this Alice in Wonderland sort of stuff. And it's been building. When they debut, and they debuted here. And Wonderland is Noah, who of course was in the ring already, Henry Tegrod, and there was always going to be a third person, because you could see 3 people on this video as they couldn't see their faces, but there was obviously a girl. And if of course it's a Wonderland motif, then you're thinking, well, they're going to have an Alice, aren't they? Who's going to be Alice? When fucking Merch Girl Nat appeared out from under the ring, it's like, oh my freaking god, that is incredible. Because it's the one person that we didn't expect. So I was like, yeah, that'll do. We like that one. Match was alright. Again, nothing stood out as particularly wonderful, but Kev was frighteningly over with the crowd. And to the point where we've said, because he's so over with this crowd, be a perfect time to turn him heel, wouldn't it? Because I always believed that Sexy Kev could be a much better heel. Because I've said this before, I think I even said this on videos, but I've said this to so many people, and not many people seem to agree with me on this one, but it's my belief that if you're coming out as Sexy Kev, and you're telling people how good looking you are, and you say, damn, I'm sexy, that to me is arrogant, and heels are arrogant. And I've seen Kev work heel one time, just once, and it was fucking glorious. It was so good, because of course he's saying how sexy he is, and and all the crowd pit up on it straight away, and so they started shouting average Kev at him, which is what I've called Sexy Kev to his face to this day, he's average Kev, because of that reason. It's fucking brilliant. So that's good, and we have Wonderland, which is interesting because it means we now have 2 heel factions in Futureshock, but it's going to be a genuinely interesting direction to where to go, especially when you consider this one little factoid, which is that Noah doesn't win very often. He's one of my favourite characters. He is absolutely fucking great. He does this thing where he rolls out of the ring, pulls some of his hair out, and he puts it on a young girl's lap or a young kid's lap, and watching their face when they freak out is wonderful. So good. Next, Don Micho defeating Dave Rain. Okay match this one again, after Danny Hunter distracted the referee, and then Xander Cooper, while the referee was at his back turn, whacked Dave Rain with the championship belt. This was an interesting one because it was one of those. I didn't feel like this finish was necessary. Does that make sense? Like, what are you saying, that Don Micho can't beat Dave Rain on his own? This big powerhouse can't beat Dave Rain on his own. He needs the interference. Also, no Ryan Hendricks for the 3rd show in a row as the Uprising. No Ryan Hendricks. Ryan Hendricks is one of my favourite Futureshock guys. So that's one of those. What's going on here? You've got the Uprising, but no Ryan. I know what I want. Obviously, I want it to be the spin-off, because I've always believed that Ryan's the chosen one. He's one of my absolute favourite Future. I wouldn't say my absolute, but that would be and Zach Gibson. But yeah, he's one of my absolute favourite Futureshock guys, and to not see him on the show is one of those, what's going on there? I wonder what's happening there. And of course, the way that your mind goes is, you think of 1,000 different theories, like, oh, I wonder. So yeah, that was alright. And our main event of the first half was Jack Gallagher defeating DDL in a really good match. Actually, this was a weird one because DDL's music hit and he's come into the ring, and I had a proper mental block and couldn't remember who he was facing. When Jack came, I was like, oh yeah, apparently this is the first time these 2 guys have ever fought. Which one of those, if I had more time or cared enough, I'd go and check through records. But yeah, I believe them. It's one of those, wow, okay. So yeah, this was a very, very good match. Wow, God, look at this though. This is ridiculous, man. The same text, same guy. Jack Gallagher defeating DDL in a really good match after a Super Herman suplex. Why has it changed German to Herman? Why would I write Herman instead of German? Very, very strange. Jack Gallagher came out. I saw him at Fight Club Pro a week ago, and he was wearing these leopard skin pants. And it was one of those. He came out where I made a point of saying to a couple of my messages, saying, "Wait till you see what Jack's wearing. It's fucking great." So when he came out in the same attire, you're like, "Oh, gentleman Jack, wonderful." Yeah, really good this match. This one, really good back and forth. Egan on the outside really gets the crowd so infuriated, and of course because there's so many little kids in the audience, it's so easy for it, it's so effortless for someone like Chris Egan to get some heat. Yeah, Super Herman suplex, whatever one of those is, and a Macho Man elbow, which I wasn't expecting because Jack's been using the Swanton Bomb as a finish recently, but a Macho Man elbow gets the win. All good. So next, as the second half started, the models came out and started doing their Occupy Futureshock thing, where they were going to take over and not move from the ring until someone brought back the Futureshock Tag Team Championship belts that was stolen from the models very, very long time ago. It feels like months and months ago now. I think it was the March show when the models defeated the Uprising pair of Don Micho and Ryan Hendricks in a tables match to win the tag team titles. The titles were then stolen by Peoples Unknown, and of course 1,001 theories have gone around. I said, and I maintain why I said this, I said it was the Blackpool Blondes who stole the tag belts, and I'll tell ye why in case you don't know. Basically, the Blackpool Blondes have been a tag team for as long as I've been going to Futureshock, so I've been going to Futureshock for 4 years. These 2 guys have been teaming together. They didn't tease. They've basically done a breakup angle, right? Because one of them, JD, wanted to go for the. No, they both wanted to go for the Adrenaline Championship. That caused friction between them, and then they, had a bit of a shoving match, and then they fucked off, and they haven't been seen since. And my theory, and I like this one, I thought it was a good little bit of thinking. My theory was that all this tension was just a big ruse because they're the ones who actually stole the tag belts. And they've never had a, every tag team breakup ever, you have a grudge match. And this is the second time in the space of a year where a Futureshock tag team has split up, and then they've just gone, sod it, and booked off. It's just one of those, that's just a bit strange. But yeah, anyway, I was way off the mark with that one because the actual people who stole the Futureshock tag team title belts are actually the American Wolves, Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards. In one of those, jaw-dropping sort of things, like, oh my God, I wasn't expecting that. Do you know why I wasn't expecting it? Right. the Wolves are at the 11th anniversary show, the August 22nd Futureshock show, right? And the reason I didn't expect it, because it was too obvious, right? It's one of those, who sell the belts? Well, the Wolves are there. No, but they're in America. So they can't have done. It was one of those, yeah, it's still, the Wolves are going to be there at the 11th anniversary. Yeah, they are, but they wouldn't have stolen the belts, would they? Would they? No, of course they wouldn't. That's just too obvious. And how did they get the belts to America? From America. Yada, yada, yada. So it's one of those there. American Wolves. And then, so David Richards is cutting this promo on the video screen, and he essentially, this is a bit strange, but he challenged the models to a TLC match for their belts. And you sat going, wasn't expecting that one. Okay? So, you know, just a stipulation match for no reason at all. So you start going, yeah, excited about that one, but at the same time I saw a TLC match at Preston City Wrestling about a month ago, so it's one of those, oh, another TLC match, that's a bit of a overkill. And here's what I'll say, the last one that I saw was Team Single versus the Hooligans, and it was fucking incredible, genuinely brilliant match, really brutal, stiff as you can get, some genuinely bonkers spots. So, you know, bar well and truly raised for those guys, but I know it'll be good. I'm sure it'll be wonderful. Next, in a match that could have been really, really, really poor, because I really don't like Violet Vendetta very much, Lana Austin and Violet Vendetta defeating Danny Hunter and Chardonnay in a decent match. This was, like I say, Violet Vendetta is a very sloppy worker, in my opinion. I'm sure she's a lovely girl and she looks great. Genuinely, you know, she looks stunning, is the truth. And she dances with the kids and all that. It was the one. She had a match at the last Guildhall show against Danny Hunter, which was the worst match I've seen this year. It was so sloppy. It was so bad. And it's one of those. Since then, it's been like, and I saw her. I've seen her a couple of times in other places, and each time it's been like, she's not a very competent worker, I don't think. She's just sloppy. It may be a confidence thing, I don't know. On this night, she was absolutely fine, and it was all good. Chardonnay plays her character very well. Danny Hunter's got this scorpion get up from Mortal Kombat outfit, but it looked really good, but it was covered in makeup, so, you know, I mean, that's an inside joke that no one will get. I'm so sorry, I should not have said that. But yeah, this match was pretty damn good. I actually genuinely enjoyed it. And the crowd were well into it. Didn't win anything in the raffle, because why would I? And our main event is that Xander Cooper defeated Sonny Durson in a superb match, straight into the top 5 this one for match of the year, to retain the Futureshock Championship. Now this is another one where the old speculation brain was running riot, because in the last 2 shows, Dave Reigns got on the mic and cut promos about Sonny Durson saying, I know you're going to win the championship. I know you're going to do this. Everyone knows that you're going to be the one who beats Xander Cooper for the championship. And it's just the way he spoke. The little conspiracy theory part of my brain just went, he's going to turn on him, isn't he? He's going to cost him the championship. And you start going, ooh, we'd like that as well. Heel Dave Reign one more time. I'd love to see it. Love to see it. I went to say I'm bored of Dave Reign, but that's not strictly true. I just, you know, when I first got into British wrestling, the first guy who caught my attention properly was Dave, and he was such a big bad heel that he's been babyface for a couple of years now, and I want that heel persona back. I want him where he rips everyone to bits. I want that, you know, I really miss that guy, and and I'll talk about more of that in a second. So this match was very, very good. They had a match, these two fought at the last Futureshock Underground, and they had what could only be described as a PWG match, which was what, you know, it wasn't much selling, wasn't much storytelling, but they made up for it in ridiculous moves. One of those few times where the "This Is Awesome" chant rings out, and was deserved, actually. Incidentally, it's 2 Futureshock shows that have gone past now with no "This Is Awesome" chants. You wouldn't believe what difference it makes to me. I genuinely think it's so much better without them. It's not saying that any of the matches are bad, it's just that, look, chant it when you feel it deserves it. In fact, if anyone had chanted it during the main event of this one, I wouldn't have minded. I fucking do it. Now, anyone who knows me knows I have top 3 favourite wrestling moves. They are a dragon suplex, a tiger suplex, and of course, the mother of all moves, the reverse Rana. So to get a tiger suplex in this match made me a happy chappy, but that didn't make me even half as happy as the fucking super reverse Rana, e.g. a reverse Rana off the top rope. Now, this makes me a happy chappy for more than one reason. Of course, the main reason being it is my favourite wrestling move in wrestling, but this is you've got to understand, lads and lasses, this is my 22nd show I've been to this year. I haven't seen reverse Rana at any of them. I've been to Preston, where you expect to see one. I've been to 3 Fight Club Pro shows, not one on there. And there's people who've been to shows that I haven't been to, who don't give a flying fuck about wrestling, who've seen Reverse Ranas, who've taken great joy in sending me text messages saying that they've just seen a Reverse Rana. So to see a Reverse Rana, a future, the thing about it is they teased it earlier, about 5 minutes earlier. You got Sona on Xander Cooper's shoulders, and I'm like, Reverse Rana, and they don't do it. It's like, I don't even know why I get excited. We're not going to get a Reverse Rana. Reverse Rana is a big spot, and it's a dangerous looking move. And it's the type of move you're not going to see at a Futureshock show, I don't think, because it's a family show. So to not only see a Reverse Rana at a Futureshock show was ding, happy days, but also to see a super Reverse Rana was just ding, 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 happy fucking, oh, bliss, just absolute bliss. Yeah, MXC3 gets the win after the usual distractions and all that jazz. Xander Cooper gets on the mic after the match and basically calls himself the greatest Futureshock champion ever. And you start going, yeah, I know a guy who used to say that quite a lot. And of course, Dave Rain comes out, and you sat there as Dave's talking about how, you know, he hasn't won a match in months. He feels like he's lost focus, but now he's got a new target. And it's just, there was that one moment, because Dave's on the ramp, and you've got Sona Durson here, and Sona Durson's walking away, and you sat there just thinking, just fucking Dave, just knock him out. You know, just prove that I was right. Just go, bam! Nah, he wants Xander. But here's the crake, yo. Xander Cooper says, if you want my title shot, see if you haven't done anything to deserve a title shot, which is absolutely bang on the money. If you want the title shot at the 11th anniversary show, your career's on the line. And you know, it was one of those heart-sinking moments, because it's like, right, so that's gonna be Dave's last match then, isn't it? I'm like, fuck, don't like that. So, so that was quite a bittersweet moment for me, because it was one of those, I reckon Cooper and Rain will be a great match, but that's not where I don't want the outcome to be what I think it's going to be, which, yeah, like I say, is Rain retiring, which I don't want to see it at all. So yeah, that's an interesting one. This was a good show. I enjoyed this one quite a bit, and yeah, there was nothing bad, there was nothing dull, there was nothing, you know, particularly criticism worthy of this show. One thing I will say, just while if I can be negative for a second, it's positive and a negative in one. It's right, when I drove into Prestwich, the first thing I saw as I got off the motorway was a poster for this show. Now I thought, that is fucking wonderful, because I just wanted to take this chance while I can. It's when they went to the Warrington show 2 weeks ago. I drove through Warrington Town Centre on the Saturday and on the Sunday, the day of the show. I didn't see a single poster for the show. And also, I have to drive past the Ryland Centre, which is where the Warrington shows are, to get to one of the gyms I go to, and I've never seen a poster for it. It bothers the shit out of me. Why is there no more advertising for these shows? I could have told you that the circus was in town in Warrington. I saw 100 posters for the circus, but I didn't see a single one. And it's one of those, look, I go to Warrington all the time, like 3 times a week I go to Warrington. Give me some posters, give me some flyers, I will talk them out for you and enjoy doing it at the same time, you know? One of those things. So to see that poster when I got off the motorway, wrestling tonight, like, yes, that's fucking brilliant. Like that a lot. So yeah, I enjoyed the show. I had some great company, which always makes a big difference. And like I said, no, this is awesome champ, which was wonderful. Hot crowd, all good stuff. And it's one of those ones where I want to see that main event, but I don't buy DVDs, wrestling DVDs ever anymore. I just don't. I don't have the time to watch them. I've got wrestling DVDs from last year sat in there that I still haven't watched. So I'll do that one day, sort of thing. So I just don't bother with them anymore. This is one that I want to see at main event again. I really, really do. So, ladies and gentlemen, you may be watching this going, I was there, yeah? So I'd love to know what you thought of this show. I see this. I feel bad because I haven't given as much detail as I would like to give. Like, there's a couple of moves that happened in the opening contest that Ashton Smith did that I know they were good and I know I marked out for them, but I can't remember what they were because I just didn't write anything down. But it's more detailed notes means I'm missing stuff, so it's one of those tricky things. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a quick review. I will be back in a couple of days' time. I'm going to have a bonus vid for you. Haven't quite decided what I'm going to do yet, but there's something different coming. Oh, and thank you to everyone who's liked my workout vids. It genuinely means the world to me that people would like to watch me working out. It's a bit of a strange one. Alright, I've been Mark P. Take it easy, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye!